Hey everybody, Sean here at Lowell Ranch. Hope you're doing well. Man, I have not posted or recorded anyways a video in a long time, and I apologize about that. Life got to us, been crazy. Just work's been crazy, family stuff's been crazy, traveling and animals, it's just been nuts. So finally remembered to grab the camera and just do a quick update video. And so this one is one of the things that has been keeping us busy right now that we've been experiencing here in Texas is an extreme heat wave. So about a week and a half ago, temperature started rising above 100 degrees and it's been getting up to 105, 106. I don't think we've hit 110 yet, but it's getting up pretty hot. And it's been up there every day for over a week and a half, and then we got about another week of it as well. So wanted to just show you guys a couple things we've done to help keep our chickens cool. So the sheep and the goats and the cows, they do pretty well with the heat as long as they've got shade and lots of water. But the chickens don't always do so well. They are prone to cardiac problems, and when the temperatures get above 90, 95, it can really stress them out. So a couple things. One, you'll see all the chickens, these are our egg layers, huddled over there. They're just hanging out at a water dish. So we have that water. We have a little kiddie pool right there with some water in there. So having lots of fresh water that they can drink, helps keep them cool as well. And having the water in the shade is helpful to keep it a little bit cooler, because when it's over in the sun, right, it's hot, it doesn't really help that well. Let me turn the camera around here real quick. Okay, so something else that we just did this year, you can see there in the chicken run, there's a fan running. So that's always been there. It's on a temperature control anytime it gets above 85 degrees. The fan kicks on. That's to suck air out of the coop, but also just to have some moving air out here in the run. Since the run's open air, it gets a breeze, so that's really good. But what we did is I hooked up a mister. So I've just got a hose splitter here. We'll just turn that on. Going up through a line and then to a mister. And this has been really helpful. They're not in here now because I haven't had this on. But I don't know if you can see in the video. I'll try to get a little closer. Stupid rooster's gonna attack me. But this sprays out a nice mist. You can see that or not, coming out of the fan. And it just makes this air coming out so much cooler. Now chickens don't really like to get wet, but it's up nice and high right here. So when it sprays out, it's just giving a nice cool breeze, and the chickens come in here and they'll stand in here, especially when the sun's not right where it's at, but a little bit more shaded, and they really like that. It keeps them just cooler air coming out into the chicken run. This is probably the most beneficial, and of course once I set it, they're all gone. But once or twice a day, we bring blocks of ice out here. And so one of the ways that chickens cool themselves is through their feet. We take these rubber feed dishes, but a smaller one. I think it's a 4-quart or something. And we freeze blocks of ice. We freeze 4 blocks of ice every night. And then you can just bring it out here and we drop it into a larger one. And it sits there for quite a long time. And even after the ice melts, the chickens will come and they will stand in that dish because they like to stand in the water, but it's got to be shallow water, and that helps cool themselves. Or they'll come drink the water like this chicken is right here. It's nice cool water that will help cool themselves as well. But right before I put the camera on this, there was chickens standing on that block of ice. And that's what I was hoping to show you on the video, but then as soon as I turned the camera on, they all ran away. We'll see if Snow or somebody will go stand on the ice. But you'll see them doing that, just taking turns, standing on the ice, cooling themselves off, drinking the water. Come on, Snow, step up there. There she goes. There you go. And that's what they do. They love to do this, really cool them down. This is probably making sure they have lots of fresh water, but then this is the best way that we have found to keep our chickens cool and healthy. Okay, so up here at the barn, just similar stuff that we've done because of the heat, but I am outside the barn. So here's the front of the barn in the sun, and it is hot. I mean, I think the real feel is like 117 today. It's hot in the sun. So we found our barn, the temperature difference inside is just amazing. So like, man, I step in here and just because of the shade, because of the way that the air flows through the barn, it's nice. Like, I'm comfortable here. But you can see our animals are all taking refuge in some sort. So right here you can see Oliver just chilling out in the shade. He's doing most of his activity at night. All these egg layers, they have found out they can get into the milk stall, and you can see them digging down in the dirt and taking dust baths. So that's one thing that's real important for chickens too in the heat, is that that they have a place to dig down into the dirt where it's a little bit cooler. And you can see them, they nestle down in there, even one underneath, and they dig down in there. And that's a lot cooler for them, helps cool their body off, right? But you can tell the chickens are hot when they're mouth breathing like that. So you can see these guys are mouth breathing. But they're doing what they can. They're in this cool environment. They found the coolest place, which happens to be right here in the barn. And they're digging down and kind of taking a dust bath and cooling themselves off. Also too, fans we found to be super helpful. So we've got fans running right here on the bunnies, just to help cool them down. You can see the bunnies, they are warm, but having the fan being in the barn is definitely helpful to them. And then our turkeys, we had a big fan on for them, but they just, I don't know why, but they didn't like the fan. They preferred to just be out, but they're all in the shade. They're here in the barn. They could be out roaming around, but again, since it's so much cooler in the barn, that's why they've come up in here. All right, so then our meat chickens. So our meat chickens, these guys need to be out. They should have been out a week ago, 2 weeks ago maybe. But because of this heat wave that came through, we have kept them in here because it's so much cooler here in the barn. That's why we decided to keep them in here for now. So we've got a fan right here that's blowing on them. And we've got plenty of water. We change their water out a couple times a day. And then you can see we've put the ice blocks in here as well. There's a chicken that's standing on one. And then there was an ice block in there. It's melted, but you can see the chickens are laying in there. So I'm gonna go grab an ice block right now and put it in there. So next week, on Monday, we're supposed to get down to 95. And so these guys will be going outside into the chicken tractor and should stay in the 90s after that. And that will be better for them. Okay, so here's the ice blocks I was talking to you about. So here's the rubber containers, and let's see, what does it say? 16 cups. Yeah, so 4 quarts, I think, is the size of these. And so I usually take these and I'll just set them out here in the sun. And it doesn't take long, and it starts thawing around the edges. You can see the middle's still really frozen, but around the edges it's thawing out. And that way it starts to loosen up, so then we can just dump it out. And so I'm gonna go give this to the meat chickens. And right now doing this a couple times a day, just because it is so hot and the ice is melting fast. So usually from 1 o'clock, around 1 o'clock, we'll give them some ice, and then again here in the evening around 5 o'clock. All right, watch out, guys. I gave them some watermelon earlier. You can see the rinds. That's another good thing to keep them hydrated. They like watermelon. It's red in color. This is hard to do one-handed. There we go. Pops right out. There you go. You guys got ice. But the watermelon's red in color, so it attracts them. They like it. It's a great food for them. They love it. It's, you know, a little bit sweet, but gives them hydration as well. So any kinds of melons, cantaloupe, honeydew melon, watermelon, grapes, fruits like that are really good for them. So we try to give them that every day as well. Gives them something to eat, which they like doing, but also helps hydrate them. So those are some things that we're doing. All right, so that's what we're dealing with is the heat. Just a little bit extra work, making sure everybody's got lots of water, ice, fans, misters, whatever it takes to keep everybody cool. Again, the chickens are the most prone. You know, the turkeys sometimes too, so you can see here, I've got another ice block out there. You see it? And there's Jenny, one of our turkeys. So she's smart. She found that one. She's standing in the ice water to cool herself down. So sometimes I just put that one in there today, so all the animals haven't found that one yet. But now that Jenny's in there, they're probably all flocked to it. But hopefully that's helpful to you guys. Obviously, keeping the animals, it's like in the wintertime, how do we keep them warm? In the summertime, how do we keep them cool? But just part of the game that you got to play all the time. And it seems to work pretty well, especially the ice blocks, keeping everybody cool. So that's it for now. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll try to post some more videos on the things that we're doing out here. And I hope that you guys like these videos. Hope that you subscribe to our channel to stay in touch. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.